Months' time, international credit ratings agency Moody's and Standard & Poor's will review South Africa's ratings. Last night, Reserve Bank Governor Letseja Kganyago unpacked how downgrades affect the lives of ordinary South Africans, in particular poor families. Kganyago was the keynote speaker at the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants' second edition of Courageous Conversations. The event was hosted by the Nelson Mandela Foundation with contributions from economist Mike Schussler, political analyst Aubrey Matshiqi and businesswoman Rapaleng Ranbana.
Letseja Kganyago unpacked how downgrades affect poor families, and economist Mike Schussler warned that if we don't listen to credit ratings agencies, we are the ones who will get hurt. Kganyago also emphasized that citizens need to guard democratic institutions, the judiciary, Chapter 9 institutions, the Reserve Bank, because it is these very institutions that underpin our democracy and our creditworthiness. A strong message at SAICA's second edition of Courageous Conversations, hosted by the Nelson Mandela Foundation. Kganyago said we must have critical, courageous conversations based on facts and not rhetoric.
We have always boasted as a country that we have got very strong institutions of our democracy. But these institutions of our democracy do not just derive their strength from the fact that they are creatures of the Constitution. You can create these institutions through the Constitution. What eventually matters is the individuals that you staff these institutions with and whether they live to the oath and the mandate of those institutions and thus are able to protect those institutions. But even if you have good individuals in those institutions will not be able to sustain the defense on the institutions unless the South African public stands up and say that these are our institutions, they underpin our democracy, they have actually served us well, and you keep your hands off these institutions.
Kganyago highlighted how downgrades did not just affect people in the leafy suburbs and gave practical examples of the impact on the lives of ordinary South Africans, especially poor families.
Poor households do not directly hold share portfolios, but some, in particular, older people who worked for a while in the public or private sector rely on payments from pension or provident funds as their main, if not sole source of income. If the value of the financial assets declines, the money available in these pension and provident pools will shrink accordingly. If a state-owned utility like Eskom is forced to pay higher interest rates on its debt, such costs are likely to ultimately be passed through to their customers in the form of higher electricity tariffs, including for poorer households.
One of the issues he was quizzed on was the Public Protector's report and the mandate of the Reserve Bank.
On the day that it was announced, the rand depreciated, bond yields went up, the stock market declined. It generated a lot of uncertainty. It was within 3 hours of the release of that report, I got a call from the rating agencies which wanted to talk to me and understand.
And in the true spirit of courageous conversations, the Reserve Bank Governor said he was hopeful.
I am a South African and I never lose faith. And if something in South Africa breaks, I believe that we can fix it.
Hasina Kathrada, SABC News, Johannesburg.